Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing on the Dutch East Indies in Victoria 3. Last episode we sparked a revolution, we got most of the laws we wanted to pass through, and then we really complained a lot. What we complained about was, if we take a look at our cultures and we look at who's accepted, it's just the Dutch. If we take a look and sort by population, this is only 41,000 individuals, which makes it hard for us to get jobs working that have qualifications, specifically like the owners of the building and this type of stuff are difficult to hire because we just can't get there. Although this one is clergymen, or I guess it's capitalists as well. There's not enough capitalists to hire and like this sort of stuff. And so even though these buildings are relatively profitable, it's hard for us to get off. I was complaining about it, and I was saying maybe we should have stayed in the Netherlands market, and I thought about it a little bit more, and I think that this isn't the case. I think that we will be able to get through this, in particular with just raising the standard of living. As the standard of living starts to come up, then POPs will become more eligible to promote, especially because we are now increasing education, or we've increased education. Hopefully this helps. It's just going to be a little bit painful where we're at currently because we're going to have a hard time getting people employed, and we're about to have another revolution. This revolution is just fine. We were expecting it. We will just re-kneecap, as it were, the landowners very, very easily here. Our only military is in the capital, so we can just fight off every revolution. Easy peasy, no problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as it were. And so, yeah, okay. And we're also looking to kind of get ourselves out of this little bit of debt thing that we got going on. We have a bunch of stuff in the construction queue, and so things are just moving along quite nicely. We are hoping to pick up Messina at some point. Hopefully France doesn't cut us off here, because we are really hoping to pick this up, and this would be very nice if we could do this. Perhaps we should have tried harder to take the Netherlands land. Of course, we can always declare war on them to take it ourselves, this type of thing. The reason we are wanting to get in here is for the increased education access off of their unique building, which is quite powerful in this province, this Eastern Mali. It's not here currently, but it is potential that you can build it. The aristocratic revolt, of course, is embargoing us. We should be able to pass laws very quickly now that they're out, so we'll be max legitimacy yet again, and so we should be able to get this through. This wealth voting, or sorry, is it wealth voting? Yeah. Which is an improvement. Again, we do not want to immediately switch to census suffrage. The reason we don't want to immediately switch to census suffrage, beyond the loss of authority, is if we switch to census suffrage, we might accidentally proc the event for, where is it? We'll take a read on this. But for the path to liberalism, we don't want to proc this by having census suffrage and being a piece of, let's see. Any part of the interest group has one of these, or is one of these, which we currently satisfy. I don't know why we satisfy that. I don't think we have a market liberal or a liberal. Do we, really? We have pacifist, so maybe this is, or maybe it just has to be liberal party. Anyways, in any event, we want to wait to proc the path to liberalism until after. Why is it that they can ask us to join? We're probably going to say yes, but let's just take a quick look at things first and finish our thought here. We don't want to spark this event chain, the path to liberalism, because it gives us a free radical. Currently, I believe it's radicals and anarchists are the only two ways that you can get onto multiculturalism. We desperately need multiculturalism, and multiculturalism is allowed through human rights, and so we don't want to proc this event before we get human rights. This is a bit of a weird thing. We cannot ask to join their customs union ever, and the reason why is because it says Dutch East Indies needs to not be part of the customs union. You see at the bottom there's a check mark, but somehow they can invite us. This doesn't make sense. This must be a bug. We're currently on 1.2.2. Hopefully this gets fixed in 1.2.3, which will be the live release of 1.2, currently playing on the public beta. But we would gladly enter the customs union because hopefully we can sap off some POPs to be capitalists, which will help quite a bit. And also it should make all of our buildings more profitable in terms of the market. And so big fan of this. We will need to reset all the PMs. I think that is perhaps the case that we want to build a port over here if we're going to keep having revolutions. And we can set all of our ports to anchorages if we want, because now we are in the British market. And then we won't need to... Yeah, all of our buildings should get really profitable off the back of this. We should have a recovery in GDP. You see it recovering before we've even annexed our revolution. And they owe us an Oh, no, wait. I don't think we owe them an obligation. It's probably something we should have checked, actually, first. But now that we're inside their customs union, we are going to get an improvement of relations that is just ticking. And so it is now very unlikely that they stick their finger in our pie, which is fantastic. We will probably look to maybe be a little bit aggressive towards the Netherlands off the back of this. But we'll see. Maybe we don't need this port. We'll just kick it down to the bottom. I think they're going to capitulate relatively soon. We'll finish the port eventually, because we already made progress towards it, but actually, no. We don't need this port. Well, we'll need it. We'll need the infrastructure eventually. I just don't want to jump the gun. We are paying quite a bit of money. We are floating a bunch of extra infrastructure, or not infrastructure, bureaucracy too. So why don't we increase this? Getting a higher level of colonial growth will be really helpful. I think we're about to research Quinine, and so this should speed things up over here. We also did declare an interest over here so that we could maybe make some progress over here. Very lucky to roll this Zanj here, because now we can declare war on Oman for Zanzibar and look to enforce with just our like 12 stack of skirmish infantry, assuming that Oman does not have anything particularly substantive. Now we will want to swap PMs back in all these places, so let's use our handy dandy PM swap button. Reset the PMs. Oh, did they also rebel? Okay, fair enough. And now we are in some good shape. Hopefully the migration, we maybe need to get onto no migration controls. Luckily this should be fairly easy, because we can do this. And we get Quinine, so now we should be colonizing very, very quickly after this, into here. Now let's just take a look at Oman. Take a look at what your military is. We're probably going to take a save and then take a swing at Oman. They have power projection of 20. We have power projection of 69. Nice. So we will take a quick save and we will try to take Zanzibar off of them. There's not a whole lot of wars we can declare because we don't have a navy yet. We were looking to get 100 construction before we build the navy, and we are still trying to get that going. So we will just go to Conquer State, Zanzibar. And we will put on this front. We can enforce this. We cannot really enforce any other war goals because that would require us to land their capital. So this is the only war goal we will put in. And it'll help us out later on when we want to colonize a little bit more into the Congo. So this will be nice. Just kind of in terms of things. And also, once we have this state, we can declare another interest over here and maybe try and get this section of the Congo that doesn't have severe malaria. So all of this together will be pretty good. And we did just research a tech, but my brain turned off. So it didn't register to me what we'd researched. We get the last monarchist. We're going to put this behind us, and so we'll get the elitist ideology instead. Great Britain sides with Oman. Dirty Great Britain. You're not supposed to side with us because we're in the customs union together. This boots us out of the customs union. Come on, my buddy. Come on, my guy. This has also just been kind of the experience the last two runs, is Great Britain just does a lot of thumb sticking in pie. You know, we would also like to, you know, maybe go after Liberia, but again, Great Britain sides against us if we try and do that. Maybe we want to damage relations with Netherlands here. Okay, so we got kind of a bit of a nothing burger of a tech. Well, it's not nothing, because it will allow us to get a little bit more infrastructure. We're kind of building up right here. We are suffering some bureaucracy here. We have insufficient tax capacity in West Java, so we will up that a little bit here. And then we get this event again. Let's pass behind us. we're going to get wealth voting soon here, and so hopefully this will allow us to really keep down the landowners this time, because they will keep coming back up and keep revving and this sort of thing. We are running negative 40 authority. This is fine, I think, for now. Once we get wealth voting, we will try and go no migration controls, I think, which will allow people to move around a little bit more, which is going to be somewhat important. Especially, we want the well, some of our pops are really not doing well. If we just don't allow them to migrate, they won't move to Great Britain. We don't want them to move to Great Britain, but maybe we just shouldn't worry about this right now, because what we want, actually, let's just take a look at population. No, we need to look at cultures. And we're gonna, so we don't discriminate against English and Scottish, so they can come here just fine, which is what we need, so that we can handle, you know, like this place can employ clergy and, yeah, so they managed to pick up the capitalists. Okay, so this is good. We do want to get off of, yeah, no one supports pro-army. Military is not, ooh, military is not, is pretty big. Makes a less coherent government, but maybe now's a good time to do this. We don't want, well, we kind of want rights of assembly. Tax spread is nice. It is nice to go guaranteed libs. This is something what we want, but maybe it's not super, super important. We do want to get off peasant levies. We don't want to go national militia. So let's just do one of, I don't want to go down here. Let's just go for rights of assembly right now. And banana. Unfortunately, we can't control a bunch of, ooh, we could just cancel a bunch of trade routes now. Are we, okay, that's why we had a bunch more, because we joined their market, and then we put in colonial affairs, and now we're suffering the consequences of our actions. Got it. Perfect. But we should be able to turn on these, or build more of these a lot more easily now, because it will be less of a percentage increase in terms of the overall price of the good, or in terms of buy orders, sell orders type of thing, when we are building construction centers, because it's for the entire British market, which is going to be good for us. We do want to pass, well, maybe we just never want to pass no migration controls, actually. Because what we are really trying to get is multiculturalism, and then once we don't discriminate, then migration controls versus no migration controls, there's no substantive difference between the two of these. We could also try and make sure we are importing fabric. What we really want to do is we want to start popping off on our tools as well here in the capital, because the economies of scale have increasing marginal returns. And so that means the more of them you get, the more useful they are. And so we really want to start getting up much higher on these. We are encouraging manufacturing here, but we're not as centralized in our manufacturing as we could be, I suppose. We would really like to get, you know, around 150 kind of construction. We could switch over to these immediately. We will do that. Really don't like that Great Britain is determined to mess with us, though. Because we're gonna take a save and see if we can puppet Liberia or something. See if we can kind of do anything, really. Because if they just keep sticking their finger in our pie, that is not going to be ideal. We are not decaying infamy. You kind of always want to be decaying infamy. So we are just going to save. If this doesn't work, we'll go after Zanzibar again. And just try and, you know, just make some progress here. We could colonize this way, but I think we just want to colonize faster this way. And get into Messina. Please don't... Well, we can sway Great Britain, so if they get swayed, we can sway them back, I think. We will go for opening their markets and war reparations if they don't back down, which hopefully makes them more likely... God damn it, dude. Offer banned slavery in Liberia? Perfect. Let's offer that. We do want to ban slavery in Liberia. Come on. Netherlands can invite us. Oh, they're wanting to join because they want to open the Kutai market. So like they just like have a hard on for opening markets. We might have to start annexing these boyos then to not brick it. Now, supposedly they're considering an offer from us. Right? This is really stupid because they're a subject. I really hate this, the way that this works. I mean, they really, really love that thing. And we cannot open the Thai market. We can't just be like, yo, dogs, you gotta open your market so that Great Britain won't join every single play against us. But this is currently the state of affairs. So let's see if we can get Great Britain to join early by opening these guys' market. So we're gonna puppet them. And then we're gonna put in... just try and put in on them some stuff that works out, I guess. I don't know. We are making money. I think we'll decrease taxes a little bit because we were kind of on max taxes. This will help bring up the SOL, which will help with the qualifications a little bit. Now, we will try right away to sway them and offer to open the market because they love that one. Nope, they won't do that one. Will you do ban slavery? Nope, you will not. Treaty port. You would take a treaty port. Nope, there's nothing you want. Although it's the UI is still whatever. Yep, and they just want to open the Kutai market. So I guess we will start trying to annex like Kutai and like these types of ones. Really unfortunate. Was hoping to just let them construct for a while because they do get the 5 feet free construction, and annexing them is not like tremendously useful for us. Now, why can't we annex subject? Oh, because Great Britain is the overlord now. That is obnoxious. This is quite the situation here. And I'm guessing if we go for conquer state on Zanzibar, that the UK joins with the exact same BS to open Kutai's market. Let's take a look. I mean, maybe we could try and open Oman's market or something like this, but yeah, it says we could sway them. They won't take war reps. They will not take open market. They won't take ban. Ooh, they will take ban slavery. So we're gonna offer to ban slavery in Oman, and they side with Oman. Will you get swayed to our side? No. And we could maybe get France, but we don't want this heat. Also, Great Britain's probably going to help out more. Netherlands wants us to change their customs union. We could get Dutch people then. Yeah, a bit frustrating this is. I mean, the AI also just like... It doesn't make sense that the AI values this so highly, which is probably, like, from a realism perspective, it's the most frustrating thing, because they're literally just going to join every single play against us unless they are involved in a huge play already. And then the UK or France would side with us, I guess, on some of these, but like, we also have to try and expand. I mean, we could just build tall here, but, like, the AI is a lot better at doing useful things now. Ugh. I mean, being inside Great Britain's market's not terrible, and we aren't a protectorate. We're already recognized. This isn't, like, super, super bad, but it's certainly not... Certainly a bit of a problem. It'll become easier once we have a navy, because then we can, like, land Zulu, vassalize them, but then we're still gonna have the problem, and we can't annex our own subject while they're inside the British market. All of this is a bit frustrating. It's not the worst, though. Like, we still have a kind of playable situation, right? We'll put this port all the way at the bottom now. Auto expansion is working up a little bit. Still mainly working on input goods, which we can work on a little bit less considering we're inside the British market, so they can kind of handle that stuff a little bit more. We will up construction again a little bit. And we will decrease taxes as we did earlier, but then we loaded. And so this will put us in, I think, a good spot here. We are starting to trend towards getting around 100 construction. But we really want to be decaying. We really want to accrue some infamy so we can decay it. Just... did they delete their barracks? No, they didn't. Perfect. Okay. We don't want them to delete their barracks. Oh, we deleted some barracks when we were having money troubles. That's what happened. Economy is looking pretty balanced. Back up to 81 construction. Really want to declare a war that's useful, though. I mean... they're friendly and cooperative, and we have super, super high relations, and we still can't do the things without them wanting to stick their finger in our pie. Really frustrating. And we can't annex them either, because they are considered to be inside of our overlord's market. But they are our subjects, so we might need to leave the British market and just try and annex these guys. I don't know. But then Britain might join against us. Man, there's just a lot of thumb being put in pie. We get rights of assembly, though. This is a bit nice. We do have a bit more of an authority problem now, so we will have to get rid of a consumption tax. Let's get rid of this one and see what's most profitable. Yeah, it's still luxury clothes. Okay, fair enough. And let's try and get onto guaranteed libs now, which is going to require more government administrations. We'll just put one at the front of the queue. I think we are researching, oh, not again. We are researching Central Archives soon, but I don't think it's going to come up fast enough to really support what we're trying to do. I mean, I just really want to take Zanzibar, man. I'm going to try again. But, like, they're just, like, psychotically aggressive against us because they want to open our subjects market. And I think that, like, this should be considered a bug. They're just joining, like, 100% of plays against us. We will see if we can maybe sway the UK, but I'm kind of doubting it. Now suddenly they're cautious against us. We can bankroll them. Hell yeah, brother. But they're just instantly cautious when before they were in good relations. We will see if we can try and ban slavery in Oman, but they've gotten swayed instantly and joined instantly before. We will try and sway them by offering to ban slavery. And then we get this BS, and they just want to open Kutai's market. I mean, if they don't send any boys, we would get this off first. But the problem is they're going to send boys, and we're going to get shreked. I mean, we could sway France. So we're going to have to leave their market then. This felt so good joining their market. So I guess we just sit tight for a little bit. You know, try and get some migration from their market. You know, try and get some owners, some capitalists. I don't know why. Oh, the aristocrats don't want to switch to being capitalists for this. But, yeah, I don't know. A bit grim. We don't want to kneecap either of those IGs. But then, once we're out, we start annexing guys like Sintang and just start getting these guys in. You know, I think on some of them we put open their market as primary war goal. I guess we need to be more cognizant of that. It's not fun. Colonial affairs has increased. Big nice, so we will be kind of cruising now. Let's just take a look at where we can colonize. So we can't colonize here. We're colonizing here already. We could colonize in here, but we want to get in there. Papua is no good because it's extra slow. But I don't think we're on 50-day ticks anyways. If we are, we will colonize another place. Yeah, 88-day ticks. So since it's all split, being on 88-day ticks is, we don't want to do anything. We will, we'll be able to declare war once we get front with Messina, because the UK will not have access this deep. And if we could get a front with Sokoto as well, we would be able to declare war goals against Sokoto and maybe do some, like, a little bit of stuff that's useful that generates some infamy. But, I don't know, big sad. I mean, I wanted to keep trying, but that's just hitting our head against a wall. Let's just take a look at the society tech, what's not spreading, what maybe we could do. Dialectics is spreading. We kind of wanted to go human rights relatively early for egalitarianism. Once we have central archives, I mean, we'll need to reevaluate, but maybe we'll rush. We're only negative 999, and we do have this in the queue right now, so this is pretty good. It's a really good institution. Increased loyalists, decreased radicals, basically. Kind of where we want to be. I mean, we could maybe go laissez-faire. People kind of hate it, though. The people who have a lot of power, so we'll just stay off of it. And then we were wanting to go pro-army. I guess maybe we'll do that now. We're still fairly legitimate. No one really hates this that's powerful. We will just let it tick. And again, still super legitimate, so this is fine. Hydraulic cranes. This place is popping off, but it's just so painful. Can't get qualifications for the capitalists, which is why, well, it's one of the reasons we want to stay in the British market, because we want to sap off their pops. We see that we are running near 100 authority, so we're going to increase government wages to jump up a little bit. We will put in a luxury tax, and then we will decrease that. So now we're just running this slight malus, or this slight negative, which is good. Our literacy is just absolutely cranking up. We did start with under 20 literacies, so this is coming up. So is SOL, which is an important component for getting qualifications, because the reason that they can't hire isn't because nobody wants the capitalist wage, it's that nobody has the qualifications, no one has the education level. British declared a play against us. What do they want to do? Oh, we're fine just giving in. We'll just give in. More than happy to ban slavery in Kutai, open Kutai's market. Would want to get back into the British market, though. Did this boot us from the market? I'm sure it did, because now we have negative relations with Britain, right? Let's take a look. Oh, we're still in the British market. Netherlands is just offering to let us switch. I think we will just back down here. No problem banning slavery in Kutai and opening the market. Why can't we give in? Oh, is it not switched? Okay, now it's switched phases. We'll see who we could sway. Yeah, we're just gonna give in here. Yeah, dog. You do you, man. More than happy. Now we're gonna take a save, because this is the war goal they were trying to put in on us. We're gonna take a save, and we're gonna see if we can take ourselves to Zanzibar here. And I'm hoping we don't have multiple subjects that they want to open the market of and ban slavery, but I fear this is the case. Or maybe they can't join because we have a truce now? I think we generate a truce when we back down. Yep. Although it seems that they can do different stuff with truces than you, the player, can. We are starting to build glass, and we do have glassworks, so we probably just need to examine all these PMs a little bit more closely, because, you know, let's swap over to stuff. We are building that glassworks, but there is glass in the market. There's also, well, we won't swap that yet, but we can probably go market squares and have it be good. I think we're taxing that too, so it's double good. How that works. It looks like Maybe the UK is going to leave us alone. So pretty happy about this. And maybe it's because crooked connections. No. Oh, we'll do this. A little faster ticks. It's going to take a lot of ticks, I think. They might back down here. We do not... I mean, we could ask them to just ban slavery in Oman and sway them to our side. Seeing as it seems that they would want to... Nope. Okay. Fair enough. We needed to do that earlier, which would have made it very likely that they backed down. Or a lot more likely. It says it failed, but I think that's because there wasn't enough time. More so than anything else. We're just going to take this and then enforce, but now, very importantly, we are decaying all the infamy, and we're still doing something useful. So, this is kind of where we want to be. Why don't we put in a port here at the back of the queue? This will be nice. And pro-army is coming in. Things are starting to look up, and we're about to increase construction here. Why don't we increase it here? Because this is the spot where we're doing a lot of construction anyways, and so they give us a bonus to state construction efficiency. And so we're just going to increase that bonus because we're building tall there anyways. Yeah, just pushing in very comfortably. And because this is our only war goal, we don't have to land Oman. I think that we are starting to get really close to the point where we want to put in a navy. I'm going to put in another construction center here in the capital, which is going to take us up to around 95 construction, so maybe we put some navy at the back of the queue here. Not quite making as much money as we'd like, but we are adding to the investment pool currently. If the Industrialists were way stronger, we would consider maybe going laissez-faire. But as it stands, it's just going to piss people off too much. And we're also pretty comfortable just sitting through this one. Crazy how strong the royal folk are. Opposition members put forth demands. We will acquiesce to their request. What? Yikes. This is real bad. Man, AI is so much smarter, big brainer. They land us. So having like a guy, we might need to do something like this. Right. Let's do this. That way we can try and push this out. But smart AI, definitely much improved on 1.2.2 relative to just 1.2.1. We're still going to enforce on them because we've caused a lot more casualties, but and landing capital is no longer catastrophic. We're up to 95 construction here. I think we'll add another construction center here. And then at the back of the queue, we will put 5 naval bases and start to get a little bit ready towards moving in that direction. We still want to maybe take Liberia or puppet Liberia. Definitely want to open the market when we do it so we don't get wrecked. We are going to swap over PMs here. And then we are going to take a look at maybe and see if, yeah, so for example, we're going to put on this and this. Are we paying subsidies? We are starting to pay subsidies. So I guess we're gonna start putting in rail transport as well. The labor-saving PMs should not be very valuable because the cheap labor is definitely not something that is even the slightest problem for us. Our problem is the expensive labor. We have cut off in the Kenya, and we should have another interest we can declare, so we're going to declare over here and look to settle down here, which will give us a front with Sokoto, so we could actually declare war on Sokoto. We'll probably just take a save and puppet Liberia here, though, because this is the only war in which we are adjacent to anyone, and so the only other war we can declare that we're adjacent to anyone in, and hopefully the UK lets us do this, and we'll move both Boyos over here. They're very sneaky of them to land us. Landowners are influential now. This is unfortunate because they are going to give us a fat penalty here with minus tax income, especially when they become more powerful, which they're likely to do, kind of. Maybe we've kind of knocked them down a peg or two. We are making money, but we have to remember that we are increasing the Navy at the same time, and we'll probably actually want to come up to Navy of 10 and then add a couple more barracks as well here at the back of the queue. And so we're fine floating a little bit of extra money. Not as fine with this. It's generally really bad to be running a bureaucratic deficit. Obviously this deficit's not particularly large, but we still don't want to be running it anyways. Let's take a look at our tech. Dialectics is going to come in soon. We are researching egalitarianism right now. We definitely want to switch to proportional taxation. Let's see what that will look like for us. Nobody supports it, but very few oppose it. And the Industrialists just barely oppose it. Unfortunately, the trade unionists are not particularly strong. I don't think they're getting strong at any point in time. The Conservative Party forms, and we get wrecked in terms of clout, because all of a sudden these guys change a whole bunch. We will make something somewhat legitimate looking, like this, for the duration of this election. Unfortunately, the military wants to join the Conservative Party, and man, the military... Just the recalculation is enormous. These guys are now powerful, which is doubling their negative tax, which is hurting quite a bit. And I mean, we're trying to kneecap them right here with the law enactment. And let's see, Kenya and Zanzibar are liable to rev. Hopefully they do not both rev, because we actually do not have a navy to land them. We're gonna probably clap Liberia here. Just in case, we actually are going to move these naval bases, or at least 5 of them, up to the front of the queue in case we are going to have to land this succession movement, which is a very real possibility. And we're going to get a nice little puppet in Liberia. Now, Small Brain Hour, we forgot to open their market, so that's not good. Yeah, that's actually really bad. Okay. We definitely should have opened their market. Not good for us. But hopefully we retain one of these, and we can just push land-wise from the other one. We are really trying to get into Messina specifically. If we get into Messina, we can annex the building, or annex the province, take the really good unique building and do that sort of stuff. Also, this is a war that we can declare without a navy. Did we get landed? No. Okay, we just had one. So we're gonna move this guy over. Just Kenya defected. Thank you. I think we have an interest here now, so we should be able to establish a colony. I'm gonna do it here in Fang. And we will put in a port. It's at the back of the queue, so that should be fine. We are looking quite good. I definitely enjoy being inside Great Britain's market for now, because we can't make much progress on our own. Hopefully no one joins against us, but we did make a mistake here, so hopefully that does not brick future wars by the UK wanting to, you know, clap us. Hopefully we can get a little bit done while we have a truce. I think that's why they can't join against us, and so we're more than happy to just back down every time they try and open someone's market and ban slavery. These are things we would be fine with, like 100%. Liberia gets puppeted, which is fantastic for us. Let's look at the political situation. We do have a good chance of passing this, even through the powerful landowners. Agrarian Party is still the strongest party, but it's going to be maybe a bit harder. Well, we can't do proportional taxation. We could switch to land-based taxation, and then some people would support proportional, but I don't think we want to do this. Unfortunate, we get a bad tick. I think we will eat the government expenses. We really don't want to lose off too much on this. And the Agrarian Party crushes. as they do, and we unlock egalitarianism, which will, I mean, we wish we got this first so we could get a radical party, but it does unlock a few things. We unlock universal suffrage, which we're not going to do, and we have a free reform, which we'll use to, we got to keep the armed forces in here. Maybe we shouldn't put the conservatives in, because now they're tied in. Or, well, actually, we're going to make the swap because we have, we're not 100% reliant on the armed forces, and then we are going to get, yeah, we still have a 25% chance. And I don't think this will be enough to cause a rev. Maybe it will be, but then we'll just fight another civil war against the landowners. So, just the standard shtick. And we can also open Sokoto's market and try and do stuff like that. In terms of low infamy plays that are somewhat reasonable, but once we get this navy in, let's recruit an admiral so we can kind of keep a better eye on how many guys we got. Yeah, we don't really want armed forces boyos. Or sorry, not armed forces. We don't want landowner boyos. That's the one. Interfering with what we are doing. I think we are going to import this. And we just want to get as much into the market as possible here. And then that way we don't end up building it and empower the landowners even more. And we got a PM and we got this swapped over. So what we're going to do is we're going to state actions, reset PMs, and then we're going to take a look at the PMs. Now my brain turned off when we were getting the research. I always forget to look. This is what we want. We want philosophy department, and let's go into rural. And make sure that we are using, yeah. And we get pro army here. Very nice. I think we're kind of set for now. Nothing too important. Labor movement is spreading to us. Art is improving relations. I guess we are going to need another government admin. We'll put it here. We could maybe try and increase home affairs, but I think I'm fine sitting on this. And we are going to be able to land Sulawesi soon, so we'll probably try and open that market and vassalize them. And just continue to expand here and hopefully be able to keep other people out. Let's just check the infamy. I think we got quite... yeah, we still got a decent amount, so we don't need to declare a war here. We could open their market immediately, but this is probably not too important. We look to just take single provinces off of them over time. Great Britain does not have a front here. Sulawesi launches an uprising against us. Collapse. Let's just do this. I guess we'll assign them to different fronts. Are making quite a bit of money now, so we could probably up construction a little bit more. We do have to keep in mind we have a little bit more government expenses in the queue, but I think this is fine. We'll put one in there, we'll put one in there. Just two government, or two construction centers should be good. We're coming on up here. A decent amount. I think once we make contact here with Messina, we will start colonizing kind of everywhere that's available, but for now we just want to get in there. Love that we fully hit the coast here. Yeah, just gonna move this guy over to this front. Just so it's nice and clean. The way that we expand here. We do have a little bit more military coming in as well. Let's take a look at our journal, see if any stuff is timing out. So, steam engine, motor industry is up to level 3, so I think we could try and manage this. The problem is the employment. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna... Yeah, I lied when I said I think we could manage it. I never think we're getting that one. We might be able to get branching out. How much are we currently using? Just 6.7%. We're going to definitely be using harvesting tools and fig orchards here, and we're going to come in and see what maybe we could do. Now, making these less profitable is not the end of the world, because we do want to kneecap the landowners anyways. We just don't want to do it if there's going to be a shortage, but we do want to keep the subsidies down, so let's do that here. And we don't want to cause a shortage of transportation. But anything short of a shortage, we're more than happy to have the landowners be paying for the subsidy effectively. So we're researching Central Archives. Maybe we can go for realist art next. That's something that's useful. Labor movement's not spreading. And maybe after this we go ahead of time for human rights, just to get the multiculturalism in. Language in the classroom, you gotta speak the language. More assimilation is better. Obligation we owe to Great Britain has expired, which is nice, big nice. Don't like that they're cautious. Why are you cautious, my friend? View us as a militarily threatening neighbor. But we have really good relations. We're friends. We've barely done anything. The amount of finger sticking and pieing that we've done is almost zero. We are going to get to faster colonization on these guys. And we might want to bring up construction a little bit more here. We're going to do it in the capital. Yeah, beautiful. The economy is overall popping off here. Pretty happy about this. This is really starting to crank up. That's kind of moving up a little bit. Our pop is moving up at not the worst tick. Do have some radicalism problems, but this is okay. We'll get rid of a lot of that actually once we get multiculturalism. It's still just such an interesting run because if we sort by our cultures, who is the most popular or who's the least populous? The least popular. We actually have more Irish than Dutch. Irish must be persecuted in Great Britain and not persecuted here, which is probably why our economy is popping off, is because we're able to handle a lot more owners, more capitalists. That's so wild. We have more Irish than Dutch. The intolerant, they're leaving the intolerant grasps of Great Britain. Alright, let's just double check and make sure that we are colonizing that. We are. And we're colonizing quick. Very fast. This is kind of flat now, but I think part of that's we're getting some migration in too. Maybe we could vassalize Sulawesi. I think we could land them. So we're going to take a quick save, and we're going to try and vassalize Sulawesi and open their market as a primary war goal. Because we do not want a finger in our pie. So we'll come here. Oh, we got to damage relations. Oh, fair enough. I mean, we could probably land Bhutan. We're going to start damaging relations with them. I think there's no way we can land Zulu. That's normally a target that we would look for. We could just go after the Netherlands stuff. We are damaging relations with them currently. We could just try and puppet Nej. And also open their market. I'm not sure we can land them with just 2. I don't want to be stuck in a forever war. We could just annex Kutai. No, we can't. Because we have good relations with the UK. And it counts that in a funny way. Which it shouldn't, but it does. So we cannot annex anybody, really. Currently. But we are benefiting from the fact that they have a base level construction. Because they have a base construction of 5, so it's like we have like maybe, I don't know, 8, 9 subjects, so it's effectively an extra 45 free construction, which is a huge deal when we're at 111. Probably gonna look to just keep on keeping up with the construction though. Just do this. And just keep cranking that up. We almost have a border with Messina. I wish we could target expand. But this is not a thing. So I guess it's just wait mode in regards to that. let's just take a look at tech again. We will probably expand some institutions once we get central archives. Labor movement's also going to be a big one. Might shift things up a little bit in regards to the parties. Would not be shocked to see a bit of a shakeup. Yeah, would want to switch to proportional, can't. It's going to be quite a while, I think, until we get trade unionists. We're not able to use any of the PMs that tend to lean in that direction, like machinists and these types of things. We've roughly doubled construction so far this episode, though, and you can kind of like see that with in regards to our graph. We also can siphon off pops from the East India Company once we get multiculturalism. It's just such an important thing for us. And for this run, which has been just strange, we have a little bit... Let's see if we can declare another interest. No, we got one interest and it's in the Congo. Now, I think that this is... South Cameroon. I believe this is 2. Is this one state? If this is one state, it's going to be quite a while before we can get in there. But if it's 2, that'll be really nice. And we do have a nice, like, Congo front. We have this front, you know, to get in here, and this front for here. So, as far as the Congo goes, we've gotten a fairly good, like, role/situation. Sometimes Great Britain and France colonize Kenya from the start. And if you're trying to min-max, this is something you can maybe consider just re-rolling for. Because it is a little bit of a big deal, because you're going to get all this just regular Malaria front expansion. We could also just fight Portugal if we wanted. Party will never end. This is maybe not unreasonable. Let's just take a look at our infamy. We're at 2.4. So maybe we just want to fight Portugal for just one of these provinces. Just take this province. I don't think we're landing anyone yet. We can't get in on Messina. We could vassalize Nejd, but we're starting to have a lot of vassals. Let's just save and maybe take something from Portugal. Let's see why it costs what it costs. It's unincorporated currently. Alright, let's go for it. Maybe we leave a guy at home, just in case they land us. I think that they don't really have much of a military. Yeah, they don't. Our military is quite a lot stronger than theirs. And maybe some of our allies come in here. We're going to look at the sway, the situation in regards to that. Portugal declares rivalry. That seems fair. Maybe we should declare one right back. Oh, we're already rivaling them. That's fair. I can dig that. And let's see who we can maybe sway. Can we offer to open a market? No. Can we offer to treaty port? No, we don't want to give that up. Liberate? War reps. Nope. We're just going to hope that Great Britain does not join against us because they want to open Liberia's market. Something like this. Just France instead. What does France want? Nothing. France just doesn't like us. Well, we could maybe get war reps from France. It's really unlikely because Great Britain's not going to land France either. What a mess. We're just going to load. Leave us alone, great powers, please. Well, Nejd, I think we can land and enforce on either way, because they just have like a nothing burger. The problem is we don't have an interest in the region, and we can't declare it. Well, maybe we just give up this for now, come back to it. Get a little bit of a thing over there. Industrialists are now powerful, which is we're quite okay with, considering we are getting their bonuses. We're also getting the Intelligentsia bonuses, so more than happy. Inefficient agriculture, you're telling me. Who are we gonna send? Alright, we're gonna send one of these generals. What? That's kind of a bit of expensive. We haven't done this event chain in a while, because it just sent our guys to the Shadow Realm last time we did it, but we'll try it now. Arabia interest has been activated. So we will just try and puppet this guy. Or we're gonna save first, I guess. I don't know. We should be able to get it off, though. Make a puppet. And make sure to have open your market as a primary war goal, and also ban slavery as a primary war goal. That way, no one wants to join in order to do these to us. And we probably have to fight it ourselves, but later no one will be like, hey, I want to open this in Nejd. Spanish-British rivalry declared, so we will now rival Spain off the back of that. We do have this, so why don't we get rid of a consumption tax here? So now we're going to be in lose money mode for a little while. I think this will be fine. This guy is, mobilize this guy. Nejd backs down. Crocodiles, fight for your life. Give this man a raise. Minor progress. So they are now our subject. Perfect. Where are we building guns? Central Java? Fair enough. Might want to put auto expand on that. Let's just take a look at where our industries have gotten built out. Lucas is in North Sumatra. We'll put an auto expand on that. West Java is already auto expanding. This other place almost looks like it is. I think our steel mills are auto expanding. No, we'll put it on auto expand. Same with our motor industries. We are going for Central Archives. Our infamy is relatively low. Unfortunately, we can't annex anyone as long as we're in the British market. We could try and vassalize Bahrain and open the market and do all this. We'll just gain a bit of peril, I suppose. Bahrain does nicely have the oil. I think maybe we go after Sulawesi, though. Here? Oh, no. That's why we didn't before. We'll damage relations with these guys. Do we have negative relations with anyone here? Not really. Not even Landfang. So I guess we'll go for Bahrain instead. And we will make them a puppet. And also look to open their market as a primary war goal. And ban slavery as a primary war goal. Again, so that later no one wants to join to enforce that on them. And then we will mobilize this guy and put him over there. Hopefully that holds up. White fog. We'll just delay. We have decent, we have medium peril, so we'll just kind of wait for safe events or being able to get the peril through, so. Or the peril down, rather. Steam engine time is going to fail, I think. Unless, where is this? Central Java? Yeah, it's not even building in the right place, so we're gonna not be able to hit that one. We'll be able to hit something else, though. Yeah, I mean, like, we'll just delay. I'm not sure the best way to navigate these events, so don't look at this as an indication of what you should be doing. Really just, yeah, I don't know. Economy is popping off a little bit. We do want to expand construction once we kind of get out of this. I forgot what it was. We had to... Did we get rid of a consumption tax? Maybe that was it. Also want to lower taxes a little bit, but maybe not tremendously. We will reduce the peril. And now we have low peril, so now we'll try and push next time we have an opportunity. And we're going to puppet Bahrain, open the market, this sort of stuff. The reason we go for Nejd and Bahrain is a bunch of oil will appear there eventually. And we also get a native interest in the region now, so we can come back here and declare an interest there. We have more interests now. This is fantastic. Let us declare... Maybe we go for puppeting Chile and Argentina. Probably not. We'll see how things look. I think eventually we'll want to go after Zululand. We will probably want a relatively big army to be able to land them. We'll go for rifles and cannons. We'll switch this to military shipbuilding now that we're actually using a bit of a military, and we're in the UK's market anyways, so this is probably good. We gained progress on peril, so now we're at we're in grave danger, so we will try and lower stuff. Expedition, we'll just gain progress. This is progress or delay. Actually, we'll take their gift. I think this gives us good stuff later on. We hope. We don't mind delaying. We really need to not increase peril, though, I assume, based on what I'm reading. We now have interests in various regions. Let's see what a puppet on them looks like, or what a dominion, maybe. We might want to vassalize them, because I think we'll keep them for quite a while if we do. Of course, I don't think we can land them yet. I think we do need a bit stronger of a navy. And maybe that's an order. Not sure if we can quite afford it yet. Just going to look for some more of these smaller ball expansions. We're going to look and put this guy over here. This is fantastic for us, because now we'll be on Messina soon. We'll probably just look to take province from Messina to get education access as quickly as possible, especially because we cannot annex subjects. As long as we are part of the British market, which I think we want to be a part of for the foreseeable future. We're going to enforce on them relatively quickly. Among Us. Well, we can't gain peril, so we'll just get expedition continues. Or we can't afford to gain peril, rather. At all. Yeah, SOL's a little sticky. I mean, we really have to just get the people off the farms, which, I mean, we're building a ton of stuff. We're working towards it. We finished colonizing Caleb's. I believe it starts out incorporated. Yes. And we do have a port there, so perfect. And we are auto-expanding the iron. Perfect. Everything's great. We will reduce the peril. It didn't lower it very much. That's fair enough, I suppose. We will be able to get in on them soon. And this will be nice, because if they rev, we'll have a front with both these from the other one. I think I will call it an episode here, though. This episode is kind of a bit of a small Molly episode. We fought a revolution. It wasn't too big a deal. Mainly, we've been just trying to adjust to the fact of being inside the UK's market. I think that might have happened this episode, actually. And the UK is not necessarily playing as nice. They did kind of force us to give them stuff with Kutai, which we're fine with. We can't annex any of our subjects, so we're just stuck with the subjects for now, and we're kind of making new subjects. We're looking to make some moves. Very, very soon here, we will kind of, I think, make a push for human rights. This way we can enact multiculturalism, which is why we're holding off currently on switching to census suffrage, which we will want to do in order to proc this event here, this journal entry, as it were. Oop, let's put a ticker on this. Where is it? It's up here. The path to liberalism. Because we don't want this to pop, because this will give us a radical, so we want to wait. And also, importantly for that, we actually do need a trade unionist to be powerful, so maybe we gotta try and figure something else out, because it'll sometimes make the trade unionist a radical, and if he's not powerful enough to be put in government, we can't pass anything. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.